I think I think he secretly turned that down. Like they were like, "You come here, we'll give you 16 million for 1 year," and he's like, "You know what? No."
You're listening to Let's Talk Fantasy Football, where men of fantasy genius have realized, hey guys, we don't need real football skills to dominate on the fantasy field. Yeah. So slap on your pads and grab your helmet. Shit's about to get real.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Let's Talk Fantasy Football. I am your host, Nick Schreck, and joining me tonight, guys, first, I guess we'll start here with, he's a fan favorite, no question about it, the D.O.N himself, Don Chrisman. Don, how you doing tonight?
Shrek, my man. How you doing, dude?
I'm good, man. It is great to be back talking some fantasy football. It's great to have you here. And, we won't forget about him here. We'll give a nod to our very own Vinny Gonzalez joining us tonight. Vinny, your yellow hat looks amazing. How are you doing tonight?
Thanks, man. Thanks for including me in that intro. I'm good, dude. It's good to be back as usual, just hanging out.
Yeah, we're gonna throw around some free agency stuff today, and we'll probably talk a little nonsense, a lot of nonsense, if we're being honest. And we'll see if there's any fantasy impact, or if it's just us, kind of rambling on about some players we like, moves we don't like, and we're gonna kind of go from there, guys. So we'll keep it as an open forum, and I don't think there's a better player, guys, to kick things off here tonight with than our favorite Cheeseburger Eddie, leaving the Packers. And he goes and signs with the Seahawks. And I'll tell you what, this guy, he's going to lose a lot of money because he's not going to lose all that weight he put on. He ate a lot of cheeseburgers this offseason. He proved it with the Packers. His contract is laden with incentives for making money if he loses weight. And I'll tell you what, I just don't believe he does it.
Yeah, dude, I don't think so either. How much money is he going to make if he keeps that weight?
Let me look around actually if I can find that, because it's a decent amount.
Jesus Christ. I mean, if he couldn't get skinny to potentially win a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers, I don't know if he's going to be able to be incentivized by the Seahawks with some money just dangling in front of his face.
I also think he had an injury, and that's why he wasn't playing the rest of the season there.
Yeah, but he was still fat, Don. He was still fat.
No, he was pleasantly plump, but I think he could make it work.
Here's a number: a grand total of $385,000 simply for not being overweight at his weigh-ins.
Jesus Christ, give me that! I'll lose some weight.
That's pretty nice.
He's got to weigh in. Yeah. He's got to weigh in at 255 pounds in May, 250 pounds in July and August, and then in September through December, he's got to maintain 245 every month.
Jesus, wait, is he really at 270?
Dude, he's big. I think it was 268.
Holy moly!
Yeah, 268 is the last reported weight I'm seeing. So,
yeah.
Eddie's got to lose a couple pounds just to get down to that May target, and he's got some time.
245 is big.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I'll tell you what though. You know what? If Eddie really is serious about this, I'll tell you what. On the radio today in the car, guys, I heard an ad for Beachbody, 30 days free of their new program, P90X Online. Eddie should check it out. Tony Horton, he's a motivator, at least to me, on the radio. So I gotta imagine he can get. If he can't get Eddie in shape, nobody can.
Didn't he already do that? And he dropped down to an amazing 255 or something. That's how he cut weight the first time.
Yeah, well,
no, he was eating turkey burgers.
Right.
Well, I don't know how many turkeys they have in Seattle, so he may be out of luck there. He may be
regardless in that system. They have a lot of backs there still. I don't know if. I assume everyone thinks he's going to take the Marshawn Lynch role, big bruiser back, but there's a lot CJ Procise is still there. Thomas Rawls is in the mix somewhat. I mean, I guess they just really hate that guy, so I guess they're going to try and work him out. But I think Procise will at least still have a passing down role. So I don't know if Eddie Lacy's going to be 3 down back at all.
Yeah, well,
or they have Eddie Lacy line up to 300 pounds, making a Mike Tolbert times 2, and he just steamrolls everyone.
I'll tell you what, that could be the story that nobody is talking about all offseason, Don. I'm glad you brought it up because you heard it here first, folks.
You're welcome.
You heard it here first. I'll tell you what, the fantasy value in the Seahawks backfield is going to be very interesting as we move forward. Like you said, Vinny, with all those names, I don't know what to think at this point in time, to be honest.
True.
All right, so guys, here's another name that. Well, let's talk about him. Ty God. He stays in Buffalo. Who doesn't love Ty God? But he stays with the Bills. For fantasy, does this change anything for you, one in Buffalo or with Tyrod Taylor at all?
No.
Dude, I love Tyrod.
Yeah?
Do you guys think he'll be – I mean, he was great last year. How early do you think he'll go in drafts, like top 5, top 10 as far as quarterbacks?
Definitely not top 5.
No, absolutely not.
Okay. I'd probably put him at like 5. I really like Tyrod.
I don't know about that. I'm just trying to look at I'm pulling up some of his stats here. I mean, I'll tell you what, if playerprofiler.com's got his best comparable to Russell Wilson. That's a good comparable. He's good, man. I don't top 10. I couldn't put him top 5 for me, but it's early.
Yeah, I guess you could argue top 10. Top 5, definitely not. Also, I think a lot of us here are not big on drafting quarterbacks early anyway. True. So that he just is not someone I'm looking on grabbing unless he falls in the right place at the right time. Tyrod Taylor, I feel, is same value as last year.
One thing I did notice is Buffalo went out and just signed a bunch of scrubby receivers. So the next time Watkins gets hurt, like they don't have to go into full panic mode. I mean, they brought Brandon Tate back. They signed Corey Brown and Jeremy Butler and Andre Holmes. Not sexy names, but at least like they won't be shaking shit down when Watkins.
I might as well be wearing a. I just said I might as well be wearing a jean jacket with all those names, dude. Holy moly!
I'm not
least sexiest thing I've ever heard.
Dude, I'm not saying that they have fantasy value. I'm saying like that Tyrod Taylor, should anything happen to his main receiver, they still have a bunch of pieces that they could put back into.
Yeah, no, I heard they're going after T.O. too. They want to bring back to Buffalo.
Making a comeback.
Buffalo Hall of Fame.
Vinny, out of curiosity, and again, I don't know how many people have started mock drafting, but on Fantasy Football Calculator, what QB do you think he's going as on average? QB7, QB5, QB12?
Shit. If I had to guess, I'd probably say 8.
Close. QB18.
Let's go. That's phenomenal, man.
Wow. What the hell? Why?
Look, it's also March 20th, whatever it is, March 23rd. So
yeah, but like, who the fuck is going in front of him? Like, just tell me the first or the closest 5 to him.
17, Andy Dalton. 16, Eli Manning. 15, Phillip Rivers. 14, Jameis Winston. 13, Stafford.
I guess I'm just fucking dumb.
Yeah, I think you're. I wouldn't say. I won't say you're dumb, Vinny, but I just think that there are a lot of better options out there for better prices too. Like you don't have to just go and reach out for Tyrod Taylor.
Holy shit! I might wind up with 2 quarterbacks now if Tyrod's going that late.
I mean, right now he's
that is unsexier than a pair of jean jackets and jeans.
Jeez,
that's very true, Don. He's a 12th round pick right now, so.
Well, I like that. Nice.
Well, it's a great price if you like him. All right. Whoa. That's the story on Tyrod Taylor. We'll see what happens on him. Who else you guys want to talk about tonight?
Dude.
Since Don covered this list in Packers, let's talk about some Packers.
Let's go.
What do you think about Martellus Bennett, dude?
I thought you were going to talk about Devon House.
I don't give a fuck about Devon House.
I don't either, to be honest. Let's take a shitty secondary and make him shittier.
Packers special. All right, Don. Martellus Bennett. Talk to us.
Yeah, no, I think it's a cool signing. To be honest with you, I'm just a little bit frustrated with Packers in general with the signings, but I think Martellus Bennett's still an upgrade. I don't think he's going to be the savior to all of our problems, but that's going to be cool. I think that's going to bring a lot of fantasy value for the tight end spot. Dealing with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers does like to go to tight ends, especially in the red zone and in time pinching scenarios. So I think Martellus Bennett's going to have a nice added value. So that's pretty cool. We also added Lance Kendricks too. So
fuck Lance Kendricks.
It's going to be.
He'll be the guy that catches all the touchdowns, and Bennett will get
dude.
half the amount.
Dude, you got to remember, Aaron Rodgers throwing that pig.
Yes, he is. I hold a grudge against Lance Kendricks just from way back when I wanted to believe.
When he was on the shitty Rams.
Yeah.
With who throwing to him?
Yeah, it's a great question, man. I don't know.
He took all Jared Cook's touchdowns.
Yes!
Oh my God.
Dear God.
Don's 10 beers deep. What else is going on with the Packers, Don?
Good question. They just re-signed Christine Michael, which I like actually. So it's going to be Ty Montgomery and Christine Michael. We'll see how that running back pair works out, and if they're looking on. I don't know if they're. I'm assuming they're going to be drafting. Secondary now. I thought they might go with running back because I didn't see any big signings until Christine Michael. So that could be someone to look out for way later in the draft because he might be getting a share. They seem to like him a lot. So other than that, that's really what they've done so far. That's going to be fantasy impact.
Okay. There's one guy I do want to ask you about on the Packers, and I just kind of thought of it on the spot. Randall Cobb, is he done for fantasy purposes? I mean, last year was it was tough to own Randall Cobb.
Well, it's been 2 tough years, to be honest.
Well, you're right. It has been 2 tough years. Do you think this is a trend that's going to continue? Because again, we're early here, but 2 years in a row, it's
not the Packer. He's not the Packer that I'm looking for. Rodgers seems to he's got his man back with Jordy. Devontae Adams is really starting to shine, even though he still drops some balls. You got Martellus Bennett with the signing. I think Martellus Bennett's going to take a lot away from him. They also like that kid Geronimo Allison that really shined at the end of last year. So, and then you also got Jeff Janis that comes in too. So I don't know. I wouldn't say he's done, but that's someone that's going to fall in tremendously, and is not someone that you should be thinking. This is a Packer receiver that I want this year.
I agree. His name will carry him, and he'll get picked in drafts because of his name.
I would prefer to have Martellus Bennett on my fantasy team than Randall Cobb.
Fair.
Would you take Devontae Adams over him?
Over Randall Cobb?
Yep.
150%.
Nice.
Okay.
Just checking.
All right. Vinny, what do you got for us?
Man, let's talk about Don's favorite, Torrey Smith going to the Eagles.
Oh, so horrible.
Now, I kind of just want to talk about the Eagles, receiving core in general. I think they did a lot of positive things. They brought over Alshon Jeffrey. That was the big one. They brought over Torrey Smith, much to Don's dismay. But he's still going to stretch the field. So I think they're doing some pretty positive things over there.
Let it be known, first podcast, Don calls it, Torrey Smith is just nothing. Alshon Jeffrey's great, though. I think that's
Don. You're missing the big.
No, I get it. Torrey Smith's going to pull away so much. No one's going to even care about Torrey Smith because he's garbage.
Either way, Jordan Matthews is still there, and he's pretty decent. And I think they just have a nice wide receiver core there that'll probably shake out to be some decent fantasy value.
Yeah, I agree. Whatever with Torrey Smith, but I agree. The Eagles as a whole, there's going to be a bunch of fantasy value there. And we'll see. Don planted his flag here in podcast number 1 of the year. So we'll see. Looking back,
Torrey Smith's going to suck.
We will see. And I'll tell you what, Vinny, I was actually kind of surprised when you said Don's favorite player because I thought you were going to talk about Smokin Jay Cutler.
He's currently I don't know if you guys know this, but he's having a hard time looking for a job.
I see. That's shocking to me. But please,
I was shocked as well.
I'm going to send him an email to see if he wants to split the referral bonus.
Hook him up with the enterprise job, Don.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. He's it's weird. I would want Jay Cutler. Who wouldn't want Jay Cutler?
That is the question, isn't it? That is the fucking question. Who would?
No one wants Jay Cutler. Not even the Jets. They signed McCown.
I think he secretly turned that down. They were like, "You come here, we'll give you $16 million for 1 year," and he's like, "You know what? No, I don't want to.
I'll stay unemployed.
I'd just rather not do this."
So, who do you think gets signed first? Do you think Cutler gets signed first, or Kaepernick gets signed first?
Cutler.
Yeah, I'd probably say Cutler.
Supposedly, everyone hates Kaepernick because of his taking his knee and everything else. I was reading an article the other day, so I think it's Cutler.
That doesn't seem fair, but Cap hasn't been fantastic anyway, when he's been playing recently.
Neither has Cutler.
Well,
dude, Cutler's always good.
Oh my God.
You're guaranteed 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, and then you throw the dice on the fumble.
And then leave in the third quarter for a pretend injury.
It's not pretend.
You know what? Fuck this. I'd rather just leave the game. I'm not dealing with this anymore.
If we're talking people that haven't been signed yet, Tony Romo too, man. That was a done deal with the Texans, I thought, the way they were telling us.
Yep.
And then Jerry Jones was like, wait a minute.
Because they
he
don't
still
want to
has
release
value?
him.
And yeah, they just want, like, I guess
And
they
no one
want,
wants to take that contract. That's the problem.
That's true.
It's too much risk. We're going to – okay, now instead of him just being released and we get signed, now we got to take on this contract and he might not even fucking last because he has 5 broken collarbones and like 3 back surgeries and he's like 36.
Yeah, well, I think
a liability.
The Texans are probably going to throw maybe like a pick or two, like a late rounder over to the Cowboys, maybe see if they can do something during the draft.
Yeah.
That seems like the only option to me right now.
Yeah. Because
I still think he's going to go to Houston. It just
– yeah. I think Jerry Jones watched –
it's going to be out right away.
Yeah, Jerry Jones watched freaking Brock Osweiler just get shipped off, and they're like, whoa. They just did what? He's like, whoa, they need a QB. Fuck that.
Yeah.
We're not just going to let Romo go, and now they're just sitting on him. So, whatever. That's our boy Tony. Good news about the Cowboys as well, guys. The Darren McFadden fan club stays in Dallas again for another year. Obviously, big news on the fantasy front for just genuine football fans. Darren McFadden fan club, guys. We are always accepting applications for new people to join. So check us out. Let's talk fantasyfootball.com /Darren Mick fucking Fadden.
Nice. Wait. Where do you think Teddy Bridgewater is going this year?
My boy Teddy Bridgewater. I'll tell you what. Yeah, I think he's gonna be hanging out. He's gonna be undrafted.
Do we have actually? Is there any status update on him with that knee injury?
I don't even know if he's gonna be. I don't think he's gonna be ready for opening day.
Apparently,
he's pretty bad.
Apparently, he's going 3 picks before Tyrod Taylor right now.
He might not be able to play ever again, but he's still 3 spots ahead of Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, it's looking like the Sam Bradford show, though. So I don't know. They keep I don't know if he'll even be ready for the start. They keep throwing out the title like hopeful to be ready. So
yeah. Bullshit
doesn't look great. Doesn't look great.
Speaking of Vikings, I don't think we have it on here, but Latavius Murray going to the Vikings.
Yes. We totally forgot about that.
We didn't put that in there.
That was pretty big. But that's not like the sexiest spot for him to land, man.
No.
I like Murray a lot, like as a talent, but no, that's the problem. Like Oakland has a great offensive line, and he just went to one of the worst possibly in the league behind the Vikings. So I'm not loving that situation at all.
Well, yeah, I mean, he had some touchdowns last year. All he had to do was run straight through the hole that they blow open.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. That's going to be interesting to watch this year, especially Wall 1. AP was there for what, like 10 seasons?
Yes.
Yep, and now it's Latavius Murray.
Mm-hmm. And AP's still not signed. So, do we have any speculations on even talking to anyone?
The more it happens, like the more he keeps like not being signed, I think someone's going to get a great deal on him because he still wants to play football.
Absolutely.
So my biggest fear is he's going to go to the Patriots with like this fucking horseshit deal and just tear it up. It's the most.
To be honest,
it's terrifying.
I wouldn't doubt it.
No,
I really wouldn't doubt that.
But like I get, like it totally makes sense why he's still not signed. Like, was he 32 now and has been getting hurt? So I understand why teams are pretty sheepish to sign him.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to spend the money on running backs like you used to. He's AP, he's got the name, but he's not worth it.
Well, that's the problem. It's asking for the money. So I don't know. That should be interesting. I think there's still some teams that can land him and get some good value out of him. It just
he's going to end up somewhere. It's just where we'll have to see where the wheel ends up.
Do we think Jamal Charles is signing anywhere?
Eventually, but
he's kind of in the same thing.
He's in the same limbo.
Yeah, he's going to have to take. He's going to have to take this shitty deal.
He can't be asking for anything though. Like with 2 ACL injuries like that, and he's not AP.
No, he should. He's probably going to go in on. I don't know anything about contracts, but maybe he goes in on a veteran minimum or a little bit more with a bunch of incentives. All right, you play X amount of snaps, you score X amount of touchdowns, we'll give you more money.
Your ACL lasts this amount of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, because he came back last year and was supposedly healthy for the Chiefs. Obviously, was not. Had to go back out, have the second surgery or third surgery, or whatever it was at that point. So yeah, he'll sign. I think maybe you have to wait till we get closer to camps. There's some injuries. The rosters get bigger. I don't know, but I don't know if he'll sign before the draft. I think everyone's right now so in draft mode that signing these guys, they know they're going to be out there.
Right.
Yeah, that's fair.
And we'll keep the trend here on the guys that are not signed or maybe even not looking to play. The rumors of Marshawn Lynch returning to the Raiders or going to play for the Raiders and coming back to football. Wow. Were you guys as shocked about this as I was when I saw it originally?
Yeah, but I
was
love
pretty
it so
shocked.
much.
I mean, I love it too, but very shocking. It's also, I don't think people like, it's not like once you retire, like the previous team, like your contract is still with them. So the Seahawks would need to trade him to the Raiders. So I guess there's like some kind of mutual, like they probably asked about him. Like, and that's definitely how this started, but it doesn't seem as like guaranteed as people seem to be talking it up right now.
No, it's not just him coming to terms with the Raiders. It's the Raiders.
I think it happens though.
Hey man,
What, he's meeting with his agent soon?
I think
we'll
it
find
happens.
out in like a week or two.
It might. I mean, the Raiders, they're, again, it
has
sucks
to
to
happen.
say in the AFC West, but the Raiders they look good. They've added a ton of talent. Get Marshawn Lynch. They're working to move to Vegas and build their new stadium. I mean, bring Lynch in. He's still got some tread on the tires, and he's going to give you another boost to that franchise. And again, it sucks to say as a Chiefs fan, but it's a good thing for football, particularly if they're trying to move them to Las Vegas.
And who did they just sign as their backup QB? They got EJ Manuel. That's it. I knew that for you.
Yeah, whatever.
that was more just
no. That they got
thinking out loud, but I know that they did sign a QB.
Let's fast forward a couple months on the Marshawn Lynch. Like, let's say he signs with the Raiders and he's their lead back going into week 1. Like during draft season, what would you expect out of him, and what round would you guys be thinking? Like,
What
he's
round
their number
would I
1.
draft? I don't know.
Or just what do you expect? Like, what would you expect out of fully ready to go Marshawn Lynch for the Raiders?
Fully ready to go? I still say he's easily top 15.
Yeah.
All right. It's just,
dude. I mean, they have all the pieces around him too. I mean, he doesn't.
And
have
they
to
do
be
have
anything,
they do have an
doesn't
awesome
have to be
line.
anything special to do it.
Just got to be. Well,
I'm cool. Dude, I'm all about it, man.
He's been out of
I'm
football.
even willing to reach.
Been out of football 2 years?
No, 1 season.
Just one?
Was it 1?
Last season was the first season out. Yeah, because Thomas Rawls was supposed to take on the whole.
It feels like longer.
It was only 1 season.
I miss Lynch.
Beast mode, man. They need him back.
I just miss him.
Having him in black and silver, that'd be great, man. Raider Nation. If I was Walsh, I'd be buying a jersey first thing.
No doubt about it. Latavius Murray, guys, he was the 14th running back off the board last year, according to the Fantasy Football Calculator, in standard scoring leagues. So, again, not that he's Latavius Murray, but same situation in Oakland. They've added more talent this year. If he comes back healthy and he's in shape, I mean, like you said, that's the thing. A year out of football, I don't know. I don't know what it does to a guy.
I still think he's better than Latavius Murray, though. Latavius Murray was just more of a run straight. And, I mean, there was a lot of times Marshawn Lynch can kind of do it all. And it's 1 season, and he was still a pretty healthy back. So, again, and they have all the pieces that they need. I think that'd be I'm not saying he's going to be fantastic, but I still think, I mean, it's not like he's been removed for 3 seasons. It's 1 season out. I mean, he was working with the football team, like I think it was a high school or college team on the offseason. He's probably still in good shape and wants to come back and play for a Super Bowl contending team that's got a lot of pieces that are going to really help him out. So I think it's a good scenario. I'd be about it.
Yeah. I agree.
I'd definitely be about it as well. I'll tell you what, this is unrelated to free agency, but I'm looking at the ADPs from last year for 2016 and just at the running backs. And it's kind of just like jarring knowing what we know now. Hindsight's obviously always 2020, but
it's the worst, to be honest.
Dude, you could do it with every draft ever.
Of course.
It's so depressing.
It's it's very sad. I'm actually going to close out. I'm not even going to read any of these off, but
never mind.
Yeah, we'll just keep it moving here. Brandon Cooks to the Patriots, guys. The Patriots continue to get better and better and better.
Yeah. It's.
I'm interested to see what, like, I like it, but I don't like it. Like, I like the Brandon Cooks value, but I just not with that system.
Yeah, so he's not top 5 dead or alive?
Ooh,
I love Cooks, man.
in the top 5, man.
I love Brandon Cooks, but I just not with the Patriots. It's just like another little dude on their team.
You can't read the team at all, and you never know when they're going to go off, and you don't know
when in doubt.
You can't even guess.
Just don't draft the Patriot. You just never know.
Like
I need consistency. I love consistency. That shit gives me anxiety.
That shit is on a T-shirt, Don. So
yeah, Don loves consistency.
Back it up.
The
signing. Do you guys think it draws? Do you think it draws away from like Julian Edelman's value, Gronk coming back? Like, do you guys think it's oversaturated, or you think it's just going to be frustrating to own all these guys?
I mean, Gronk. I mean, really, like
Gronk is Gronk.
It doesn't impact.
How
Gronk.
long are you going to have? It's almost to the point where it's not if he gets injured, it's when.
Okay.
So, I don't know. It's just an interesting dynamic to have. So, I think your only clear cuts, and that's PPR talking. I think still Edelman. I mean, you got Brady for the full season, which is nice. I don't know. I really don't know what to think of Brandon Cooks on the team. I'd like to like it. I love Cooks. I mean, and it's not like it's fucking Breeze neglecting him half the games. So maybe it turns out great, and Cooks is the next best thing.
It's a way sexier move, obviously, for the Patriots as a football team than it is for us as fantasy football people.
Right.
Correct.
But that's how it always is with the Patriots. Right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think I still think Gronk he's as sure as a thing as I'm going to invest in the Patriots offense. I know he gets hurt, but Brady loves him.
Absolutely.
You have to. So I think
he's very much.
No, absolutely. I'm sorry. I was talking purely receiver, not just.
My bad.
No, Gronk needs to be drafted, but you actually do need to get another tight end if you're drafting Gronk.
Yeah. His history is a little bit scary on the injury front, but wide receiver. I think, like you said, Vinny, I think it definitely sucks away from some of the value there. I mean, Edelman's still going to be a PPR guy, get his touches, but until we see Cooks in some of these, preseason sucks too, and you can't really rely on what coaches say, but it is a little bit scary. I think it has to suck away from them because he's going to get a certain amount of targets. Where they come from, I don't know. I don't think it's Gronk, but I do think it impacts Edelman and the other guys there.
Yeah, they're gonna have to take some shots with them. But the problem with that is, like we saw with Chris Hogan this year, the guy they use on the outside, he's probably going to catch a few long touchdowns. But the problem is, it's the most unpredictable shit.
Yep,
plugging a dude in.
Yeah, I forgot all about Hogan too. That's
a 3-catch, 150-yard day with 2 touchdowns, or one catch for negative 1 yards.
I don't foresee a consistent fantasy performance coming from Cooks.
No,
so that's going to be real hit or miss. Probably just like how it's been with the Saints.
Yeah.
So which is unfortunate because I really think he can be a number 1 guy somewhere. But
yeah, definitely.
Just another system that it's going to work one way or another. It's going to be boom or bust. Not to backtrack, but just to get your thoughts. Alshon Jeffrey signing with the Philadelphia. I mean, he's been a guy that's been like everyone's been wanting to put him possibly like this is going to be the year that he breaks top 10 when he was in Chicago, and then with the whole being suspended and whatnot. Where would you want to put Alshon Jeffrey? Again, it's early, but where would you see him finishing, and where would you think of like drafting Alshon Jeffrey?
Late 3rd, early 4th round.
Right now, he's the 4th pick in the 4th round, according to Fantasy Football Calculator.
That seems about right to me.
Yep, he's I don't know what number. He's right
within number 20. So he's like the 19th receiver off.
Sorry, Shrek. Who is he after?
It's Sammy Watkins, 1 pick before him, and then Doug Baldwin is the next receiver before them. Brandon Cooks, Keenan Allen. That's kind of the ballpark he's in.
Are we looking at 17, 12 teams?
I'm in a 10 team.
Come on, Don.
No, I mean, there's no.
I'm looking at PPR 12 team.
Hold on, let me reset. I could be in a.
I'm on 2017. I've got, unless I'm looking wrong, I've got him at number 19. Yeah, just the second pick in the 4th round. And I've got I've got him Devontae Adams right before him and Tyreek Hill right after him. And then it's you're ballparking. He's in the mix of Jarvis Landry, Adams, then Jeffrey, Hill, Watkins, DT, Crabtree.
Yep, I'm seeing what you're saying.
Okay. I mean, it seems about right. I could see people getting excited or also falling off him. That's going to be like definitely like you're going to have to watch the preseason and see how much like steam he gets going, and obviously the hype will build or die with him, and you either have to take advantage or cool off him.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Not on our list, but now that we're looking at these receivers too, I don't like some of this that we have here. They have Doug Baldwin at 11. I'm kind of cool with Keenan Allen still being number 12. Just stay healthy.
Still love Keenan.
Oh, I fucking love him. Oh my god, I always draft him in like as many drafts as I always can. It's so stupid, but it's so great.
He's the hottest secret every draft.
But what you got? But then they got Brandon Cooks and Allen Robinson, 14, 15. And I don't like that.
Well, we know that Brandon Cooks is going to get overdrafted already.
Yeah, which we've been talking about. Yeah, and I get it. But 14 and then 15, even Allen Robinson was super horrible last year.
I rode that train right down into fucking league day. Yep. No,
I think there's going to be a lot of good value again with. Actually, let's reverse it because last year we were a little bit lower on running backs, right? A little bit higher on receivers, and I think now there's a more wealth than running backs. And then I think there's some mid-round receivers here that you can kind of wait on this year. Like they have Brandon Marshall at 25. I'm cool with Brandon Marshall in the 5th round with the Giants this year. And you got
nice segue, Don. Brandon Marshall signs with the Giants.
Boom. Which I think that's such a good pickup. Yeah, he's aging and it is what it is, but I think that's so great to complement Odell Beckham and you got Sterling Shepard there. I think that is such a good receiving staff. And I think that's really good to keep Brandon Marshall very relevant. I think that's going to be really nice. I'm really looking forward to Brandon Marshall this year.
But you remember when you texted all of us that he got signed to the Giants? I was just like, the first thing I thought was, how the fuck did they pay for him? And they didn't. And then they gave him nothing. And he just because he didn't want to move.
He just wants. Well, no, and he wants to win. So
true.
That adds major value to New York. So that's
hell yeah.
Stuff. Along with them signing Geno Smith and Sean Traun. I mean, that's major value.
The Sean Traun move was what pushed me over the edge on why I like the Giants for sure.
Oh, very much agreed, Shrek. That was a blockbuster signing.
I think it's more that Geno Smith can take over the starting QB spot.
That seems to be the nightmare scenario. If stupid Eli gets hurt, but he's never been hurt ever. So
I mean, listen,
special strength.
It's who they have Nassib as the backup.
Well, a preseason hero. They'll throw him out of town, dude. Who cares?
That's not a bad backup to have Geno. Listen, it could be worse. It could be better.
No, I wasn't. I'm just saying, like that would be most people that would draft any kind of Giant would fear the Geno Smith thing happening.
Yeah. Well, isn't that with any backup QB happening with whoever you're drafting?
Yeah, pretty much. But Geno's got that name like everyone.
But it's Geno, he got punched in the
face. It sends shivers down fantasy owners' spines.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's the feedback.
Oh, fuck. Here comes Geno.
That's the feedback I get where people are like, ooh, I can listen to ESPN's podcast today. And they're like, oh, shit, they didn't do a new episode? They're like, oh, fuck, but Let's Talk Fantasy Football did one. All right, it's an hour and a half long. Let's buckle down. Here we go.
Gotta love the hour and a half eps, man.
Absolutely.
Whenever you're road tripping, just throw it in.
Nice hour and a half. And
most people road trip all the time, so that's good.
It's especially during football season. But we're gonna see what we can do about those this year for you guys. So just a little sneak peek at what's to come.
I want to promise you that we're gonna shorten it up, but I don't want to promise you that we're gonna shorten it up.
I'm just not saying anything.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens.
Y'all say that.
You'll say that.
Well, speaking of garbage and lengthy time periods, Mr. Mark Sanchez has been in the league for quite some time, and now he's which I fucking love that he's being sent. He just is going to the Bears. That just makes my life so much more happy.
The Packers don't need a good secondary as long as the Bears have a quarterback.
That's an automatic. Just give me the NFC North, man. I love it. So I mean, listen, I think Glenn. It's not. I think Glenn's going to be the starter, and he should be the starter. So,
agreed.
I don't think it's. I think Glenn could have a decent year this year. I think he's gotten a bad rap, but I think a lot of people actually like him in the league.
He's been incredibly decent. And I think that's kind of what the Bears they need that right now. Like maybe
I think that's why they liked Hoyer last year until he got hurt. It's like, this guy's pretty decent and steady.
For sure. Yeah. They need one touchdown, no picks instead of 2 touchdowns, 2 picks.
Yeah.
Which I don't get because Cutler's still the best.
Oh God.
but I like the Glennon signing.
It is what it is, Chicago's gonna suck. So the only person you can look forward to is Jordan Howard.
Oh, I love Jordan Howard.
No, he's good, man. I like Jordan Howard a lot.
Bears' offensive line also got better too. They were
which will be good for Jordan Howard. So, like I said, I think the running backs are. I'm excited to have I like having running backs, so I'm excited that there's going to be more wealth in the running backs again. Because last year it was kind of like get the running backs now, and then it's going to all fall off. So I really do like the wealth.
I think they're going to be super run first. So I think that's why Jordan Howard will have they're going to have to lean on him throughout the season because they really they lost Alshon. They only brought in Kendall Wright. They also signed Marcus Wheaton. Decent signs. Like they're good, I guess, to get the wide receiver core going, but nothing that's going to pop off at you.
No, he's going to be the workhorse, Jordan Howard.
Yep.
What you call it? They have him at the number 7 running back on Fantasy Football Calculator and the 12-team PPR. So they got him right after Melvin Gordon and right before DeMarco Murray. DeMarco Murray at 8.
Interesting.
Which is crazy though, and but that's not too far fetched though because you got Lev Bell, David Johnson, and Zeke at the top 3. They got Shady at 4. Then Freeman, then Melvin Gordon, and then it's Jordan Howard, DeMarco. So it's all very interesting.
And Jay Ajayi, Todd Gurley, Lamar Miller.
Yep.
All that seems right.
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's not wrong.
That's because the season just ended and it's all like they make the rankings off of what they did, and you're just like, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, sure. Looks good.
Then it all falls to shit.
Actually, it does fall to shit. So maybe it's not as wealthy as it is, but the top 10 are nice.
Yeah, it just makes sense for now, but of course,
I would just
subject to change.
So I feel like the top 10 is just more of a closer tight knit. You're going to get almost as good value out of like DeMarco Murray as I would say Shady or Zeke.
Yeah.
So that's not bad, but then it kind of falls off. So it's early. It's too early to tell, but maybe you guys got to go running back first this year. And I'm not going to go wide receiver heavy.
Ooh, bold claims, Don.
Tom's tipping his hand early, March 23rd. Let's see what happens.
or I might just go kicker.
Always advisable.
Good idea.
Always advisable. All right, guys, let's do one more name. Who's the last guy you guys want to talk about on the podcast today?
It's you guys probably, I don't know. It's not a sexy signing, but I liked Pierre Garçon going to the 49ers.
I mean,
Pierre.
Yeah, I mean, Brian Hoyer is going to be his quarterback.
Mostly, I mean, I think it's going to be it's
going to be Hoyer.
They're going to have an ugly quarterback battle between Barkley and Hoyer, but yes, most likely Hoyer.
It's got to be Hoyer. I think it's going to be Hoyer. Until Kirk comes the next year. So
always a chance he could just show up, tomorrow.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, that is a very interesting situation itself there with Kirk Cousins in Washington.
Speaking of Washington, I mean, we don't have to we get Pierre Garçon too, but we can talk about the Redskins bringing in Pryor.
Yeah. Well, let's touch on the Redskins quick.
Oh, that is cool. I actually do like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. I think that I also like Jamison Crowder this year too.
Yeah, I mean Crowder kind of stays in his role, and he excelled at that. And then you have Tyrod Taylor. I mean Tyrod Taylor. Yeah.
Tyrod Taylor. You're right.
Terrell Pryor, just being sweet. So.
No, I think that's a nice addition to the team.
For sure.
All right, guys. Do you have anything else you want to throw into the kickoff podcast here? Are we good to go?
Yeah, I mean LeVar Ball, man. He said he could take Michael Jordan one-on-one. That's fucking crazy.
That is crazy, guys. And that is Don's parting piece of advice to you guys here tonight. LeVar Ball, remember the name. And we'll see if Don brings it back for the future podcast as we move through the 2017 season. Guys, we'll be back with more, hopefully before the NFL draft and definitely afterwards. I'm Nick Schreck for Let's Talk Fantasy Football. We will catch you on the flip side.
This has been Let's Talk Fantasy Football. Thanks for listening.